crossing the road here, the last few members of this small herd. Beautiful. Oh, there's two more that are about to come across the road, and then sadly, due to the thickness of this vegetation, I don't think we'll be able to spend much longer than that. But we take what we can get out here, and it's my first zebra sighting back after being away for a few days, so I'm certainly happy with that. I guess just like anything in life, it is always nice to have a break and a change of scenery from what you may have been doing day in and day out. So just being away for 3 days, I've come back rejuvenated and refreshed, and very, very happy to be exploring this beautiful wilderness again. All has been well, which I'm very happy about. And that's about a week ago. Maybe they're still sleeping in. Now, for any of you who may be new to the
Welcome back, everybody. I'm not giving up on this cat too quickly. I seem to, both Liam and I are under the impression that he didn't go very far, because we would have seen him still walking. The other guys would have seen him walking because they were up on the top there. And it's hard to think that maybe he's just bedded down somewhere in here. But where is another matter entirely. I wonder if I could get through this buffalo thorn or over this dead wood back up there. Watch it for a length of time or lengthy periods. We have to count ourselves very, very lucky. And for some who might think that it's putting a lot of stress on these cats by following them, this is a perfect example of how they choose not to be seen. He was walking in the same direction, he was walking at a steady pace. We were able to follow him fairly well, because even though it was getting quite thick, we had an open pathway to follow his trajectory. And then as soon as the other two vehicles came in, it was like he just put on an invisibility cloak and he vanished into thin air. And that is because he just didn't want the vehicle pressure this morning, I guess. Squeeze through here. Mind the buffalo thorn there. Don't be there. People saying he's less shy. Well, I still think he is shy. He also a very clever little boy to be able to lose 3 vehicles. And it was literally like a second or two that we lost 3. I took my eyes off the ball because I was trying to see where I was pointing the Land Rover. Liam didn't take his eyes off him at all. But he went behind the bush in the next minute. There was nothing. It was a phantom that we were watching. It's a was a little bit too thick for him to get in with all that buffalo thorn. But what is interesting is that there are no more alarm calls. Everywhere he was walking this morning, that little distance that we actually managed to follow him, there were squirrels, francolin, there were a number of things. Maybe he's here at this old pan, an old like wallow dam, man-made little dam back here. Maybe he's somewhere around. But we'll have a little scratch around, and then if we don't pick up any sign of him, I think it's time to maybe go find something else. Egg Safari Live is our thread on Twitter. Follow us. On an exciting journey through this piece of Africa. Very different to other parts of Africa. Quite typically, people seem to think of Africa as sort of quite homogeneous in terms of its open plains, the Serengeti style open plains, which we don't have here in this part of the world. This is bushveld, what we call bushveld. Savannah woodland. Hello, woodpecker. That's a woodpecker. I can hear an oriole for Sharon. Didn't find it. Yes. See the oriole, but it's the back of a tree. And I can get it if I come down and get it from here. There's a tortoise. Must be eating, not doing much, this tortoise. Something to look at while I listen. See, that's why I think he's lying down now. Somewhere that could be anywhere in a 100-meter radius under some thick bush where it's nice and dark, where he can sleep in peace. Did you hear something?
Yeah, it sounded like
Like a kudu,
yeah.
which is down the drainage line. This is almost a full-grown, or it was, a full-grown hingeback tortoise. And why it's called a hingeback is because just above, this is where the back legs come out, and just forward of that is a hinge. And now it's obviously dried because this is a dead specimen, but this is a soft leathery hinge that allows movement of the back of the carapace. And you can actually see that this area here is discolored. This has been chewed, but this would be post-mortem, something's been chewing on it after death. There's also some chew marks around the shell. What there are though, is there are also here on the plastron and the front of the plastron, this is where the front legs come out on either side and the head will come out here. Plastron being the underneath of the tortoise. A lot of chewing going on here, some of it post-mortem, some of it before death. There are actually some teeth marks. There's a tooth mark here, there's a canine dent over there, tortoise must have had a little bit of a brush with a cat before it died. Unknown reason for its death. Sometimes they just die. But sometimes a cat will be able to get at the head or the legs and get some of the meat out of it. The shell is pretty hard. It's pretty hard for the cat to actually get a grip on it, to get those chewing teeth, those carnassials, the side teeth. So because of the shell, that's why you only really see chew marks. We had a leopard here, one of Karula's kids, her second litter. His name was Mishu. Mishu used to love playing with tortoises and terrapins. Anyway, if we can try and get back down into this drainage line. It sounded like a kudu